Good evening and welcome to Apex Esports League. I'm JT and tonight we're live with the Pagnian Advanced Simulation Supercars Championship. Tonight is round 3 and that sees us at Road Atlanta in the full course layout. A session tonight, 10 minutes of practice, 10 minutes of qualifying, a 40-minute race. Weather conditions are partly cloudy and the time of day is morning, and the car's capped at 47% fuel, meaning they will need to stop for at least one fuel stop to be able to finish out that race. Now, standings after round 2, Blake Warboys leads the championship, followed by Tim Mulford in P2 and Anthony Visma in P3. Now, results from last week at Virginia International Raceway for round 2. We had Blake Warboys take the race win and also secured the fastest lap of the race. They didn't get that clean sweep like the opening round. The pole position went to Anthony Visma. And our drivers all competing for the chance to be able to win a fantastic prize from our partners at Next Level Racing. That's for them to be able to win a Next Level Racing HF8 haptic gaming pad. So a fantastic prize up for grabs for the series winner. Jump over and check out the track. If it wants to bring that back, there it goes. It was a little bit of a delay. So 4.06 kilometres for Road Atlanta. It's 23 degrees and partly cloudy still. That's going to be some pretty good conditions out there for the drivers to get some pretty good lap times. So we'll jump over and see how they're faring. We do have Ryan joining us in the commentary box tonight. So thanks for joining, Ryan. We did miss you last week.
Thank you very much for having me again. Yeah, I wish I could have made last week. It was a bit hectic. I had bits of wires in my hands, so I had to try and fix it before I jumped on.
Yeah, at least you get to catch all the action tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like it's going to be a rough one. This is an extremely narrow track, probably not as narrow or difficult as what last week was, so I'm a bit bummed that I missed last week, but a lot of this track is one-line groove and there are quite a few brake markers that you don't have, so you just guess where you're going to jump on the brake and hope that you can pull up in time. So it'll definitely be an interesting one to watch, I reckon.
And definitely, especially that turn 1 for the start of the race, with the amount of traffic trying to find the lines down through there. And it is a little bit of a slippery corner. Catches a lot of drivers off, as it is, let alone out there on cold tyres.
Oh, 100%. Especially turn 2, because I don't know about you, but I still don't know where turn 2 is, so I've got to guess every time. I'm not comfortable at all. So if you haven't practiced this track at all, you don't know it, this is your first time driving it, you're going to struggle because you don't know where to turn and you don't know where to brake. And you're not going to be able to pull up in time. Probably going to use the car in front as your brake. So it'll be interesting. Well, we'll say that.
Yes, definitely.
We've got 2.5 minutes left of practice. We've got Blake Warboys currently leading in the 1:19.0, Harry Dodds with 1:19.6, and Robbie Bradby after that with a 1:20.1.
There's some pretty good times already being laid down. And Warboys already like just over half a second quicker over Harry Dodds' time. Oh, solid hit there for Schroeder.
Got to get the stream up and running on my Twitch. Hang on. I better go and have a look so I can see what you're looking at.
Yeah, that might help.
There we go. Now I can see what's going on.
About 29 jumping into the session at the moment. And if you join us for the stream, jump in the chat, say hello, use the sound effects controls. And if you're new as well, don't forget to hit that follow button. We appreciate the support we get. We reached our previous milestone of 410 followers. And great to be able to charge towards that 420 milestone. A few times coming through, we can see at the moment 24 times on the board. And 7.3 is the gap for that field. And practice now completes. It'll kick us across into the qualifying in a moment.
Sorry, I'm a little bit quiet at the minute. I'm having a bit of dramas with my overlay, so just trying to get that sorted before we jump right into everything. Well, Tommy, now you do know that your friend is in here. You gotta say g'day. Who's your mate?
Yeah, here's your one you're cheering on. I'm gonna have to try and find some good spacing here. There's a fair bit of traffic charging out. It's only 10 minutes of quali. And very easy to invalidate a lap around here. Taya, sure, and see trainer.
Righto, I'm sorted.
You got your overlay working?
Yeah, I got it. I got my track map working, and there's not a whole lot of clear space that I'm seeing through there. The S's looks a little bit clear at the moment, but It's going to be a tough one to set a qualifying lap in. Everyone's that bunched up. It's almost like running an actual Supercars event at Lakeside. You just wouldn't be able to do it. I say that. They run an event at Simmons Plains, so it's really no different.
Looking at the qualifying timings, we got Lake Warboys already on a pretty good lap. It had 2 pink sectors. The car dips a tyre in. Clifton passing Urquhart. Car number 558. Yep, that's Jacob Trainer. Have Tommy here to cheer on Jacob. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. It's like Arnold parked up, waiting for some traffic to pass. Yeah, there's a fair bit of traffic, isn't there? Catch someone who's going to be close to commencing a lap. We got Andrew Rushworth, 0.87 through. He's just had an off. We might jump on board if you want to call a lap around here.
Oh, I certainly can. Who'd you say, sorry?
Andrew Rushworth. He's just coming onto the straight now.
But, I'll go cockpit view and having a look. He looked like he brakes at the 100 board there, goes down into 4th. End of the inside curve, picks a little bit up, slides it off the side there, and keeps it middle of the track. Then he guesses where the curb is, brakes right at the start of the yellow and blue, turns it in over the inside curve and keeping it super tight through the next part of the S. There's so many different corners, I can't keep calling it inside and outside because then it just leads to the inside of the next seat. Well over the exit curve there. It's hard to find track limit there, but you can go right over the curb and still be within it, so you just need to stay in there, brake at the 100 board by the looks, turn it in, and this is where I said you got to guess. I think people say they look for the end of the curve. I can never find it, so I'm just going by braille. Going back up through gears, picking 4th and either backing off or running out of fuel by the looks. Maybe. I'm not sure. It looked like he lifted there. He's definitely lifted. Or maybe he was offering a tow. Or getting a tow for the next lap.
I think he wants a tow.
So should we do another one?
That's alright, I think we're seeing the corners anyway.
Fair call.
Last 2 corners, very crucial. And another sort of guess corner as well with that blind crest and apex. Rather interesting. That's a road, lap around Road Atlanta, courtesy of Andrew Rushworth. Anthony Visma has pole position at this point, 118.7. Four boys very close on that time. Just under half a second away is Ricky Hyde.
Just going down looking at the standings, there's not actually that much time gap. Well, at least that we've seen through the rest of the season between 1st and 22nd here at the moment. That's 7.9 seconds between
really tight.
in 1st and Dave Simmons in 22nd.
And he just dropped it to 6.5, yeah. Ooh, Warboys just pipped the pole, bumping Visma down. He's only about 0.016 off the time. Now he's actually just put in front by 0.017.
Going to be a tight race for the looks.
Very tight.
You've got a second covering the top I was just about to say top 4, but Blake Fitz and Tim Alford have just made their way back up there again, so it's now second covering the top 6.
P7, 1.1 away. That's pretty tight.
And then 1.7 covering the top 10. I hear there's a couple of Apex boys going to Bathurst this year. Down, not next weekend, the weekend after. So I was just on the phone to Blake Urquhart earlier. He said he was going down and camping with... mind blank, hang on. One of our other boys. Hang on.
We usually get a fair few.
I can't see him.
End up
Robbie
down
Bradbury,
there.
that's who he was. He's camping with Robbie Bradbury, and he said there's a couple more fellas going down there. So I think I'll have to put a face to a couple of these names and go up and have yarn and a couple of beverages. Because I'm going down, I'm actually camping with Caleb Dawson, who was my teammate in the GTs last season.
Yeah,
so if you're watching, Caleb, I know you're definitely not, but we'll see you soon.
So all but one car getting a time in at this point. It's waiting on Robbie Bradbury. Been out there for 3 1/4 laps. So struggling to get that valid time in.
This is one where you can struggle quite a lot with track limits, especially in qualifying. Because I find I'm not very good at qualifying. I'm pretty decent in a race, but not in qualifying. I try and push, and I just overshoot everything. Oh, he's got a slide for Andy Rushworth. Got away with it, but yeah, and especially on a track like this, it's very tough to push super hard because the track limits will bite. Even as the thing I like the most about tracks with no limits is that, well, hang on, let me try and English this for a second. The thing I like to see most at a track is the track limits being defined by a concrete barrier or a piece of grass. This does have that, but it's also got some dodgy track limits.
Oh yeah.
45. Who's that? Brad Hayes had a mega slide in the final corner there.
Managed to save it.
Oh, he definitely did. Spectacular. I was just watching a lap with Rushworth going around. It just looked like Hayes behind him, clipped the curve, got up on 2 wheels and just kept his foot on the beans and held onto it.
And a cloud of smoke over that section as well. I wonder if that's the remnants of his slide.
Or maybe someone else doing the same thing.
10 seconds left. 4 boys and Visma have parked the car up.
I think it's safe to say they got a pretty healthy lead anyway.
500 separating the two, and then otherwise half a second to hide. And the two had the front row last week, and then there was a nice split between the two from Mulford diving for it. Having a great launch. I wonder if we'll see something similar tonight.
Oh, I should have watched while I was working on the car. That sounds like it was a really entertaining race that I missed.
Yeah, it was quite good. They're into it pretty well. Some great battles. So looking forward to see them continue it tonight at a track like Road Atlanta. Dodds just finished last lap. I think that's Simmons destroying the car across the line after completing that last lap. And a handful of drivers left. Oh, and that's over for Dewell. Heavy shot coming down into the chicane. Just lost my chat, so I'll just reload that.
Oh, whoops.
Hide's finished. Still sitting at that half a second margin. So we should be able to see some qualifying results now, I hope. A couple of drivers in the pits. Clock's frozen at 9 minutes 59 too, which is rather interesting.
Oh, mint. Oh, having a great old time.
Right, let's take a look at these qualifying results. And the qualifying results for round, this showing as round 2, still on my system here. However, I did type in round 3 earlier, but we can just ignore that one in there. I'll change that on the fly. But then we have Blake Warboys having pole position for round 3, followed by Anthony Visma, Ricky Hyde. And then we have Tim Mulford, Blake Fitz, Harry Dodds, Mick Clifton, Stephen Banks, Michael Schroeder, Jamie Tung, Blake Urquhart, Jacob Trainer, Jason Schooler, Andrew Rushworth, Brad Hayes, Robbie Bradbury, Stephen Lughurst, and Nicholas Martin. And then we'll cast down through the rest of the rungs there, taking us through to P29. There's 4 drivers left to grid. A couple left is waiting on Ricky Hyde and Andrew Rushworth now. We'll get ready for green lights. Offered a little bit further back. Last time they have a good launch here from Hyde. Be a quick dart into the lead. Hate tracks that start on a bend like that as well. Always drama. Oh,
then we come off the start. Oh, who's that going around the outside?
That was Warboys bogged down. Mulford and Hyde both sneak through. Plus there's that Dodds as well. Crikeys. Warboys falls back 3 spots.
All seems to have navigated turn 1 though. Now time for the tricky turn 2 where they can't see where they're going with all these cars in front of them.
Looks like minor damage for Piccoli.
Oh! 707, that's Hughes going for a spin in the Pelican car.
Recovers and gets back underway.
We've got Jeff Arnold in the RUOK car going off as well down the bottom of the S's. He's pulled over. I don't know if he's towing or just letting other cars pass. No, he's letting other cars pass. All things considered, that was a lot better than what I thought the start of the race would be.
Yeah, they all got through the first turn pretty good. Just a couple of little slips causing some dramas, but Visma trying to chase down Ricky Hyde. Oh, Warboys take some dirt at the exit.
It doesn't look like going through the leaderboard. There's a whole lot of movers and shakers going on at the moment. We see a lot of cars that are up maybe 1, 2, 3 spots. The most spots that we can see someone's lost is 7 spots, and that's Jeff Arnold in the 88 car. Had a bit of a crash with one of the S's. We see...
Yeah, not movement of 4 for Lenarchik.
Yeah, I was just about to comment on that one. I was going to ask you how you actually pronounce his name, if you've learned how to pronounce it. So I thought maybe Lenarchik or something like that would be right. But I didn't want to embarrass myself either. Or
Hyde loses out 2 spots, nearly 3 with Mulford, then just coming to stick the nose in. Not sure if that was potentially trying to shave off a slowdown.
oh, they're taking a lot of curb on that final quarter.
They
It's
really
actually
are,
kind
aren't
of
they?
scary to watch.
So it mustn't be an off-track limit there.
Probably not. It's just not very nice to drive. Just really unsettles the car, or at least I thought it unsettled the car. I haven't actually done any test driving on this car to see how it handles on this track, mainly because I don't like it. But yeah, I mean, you get the off track on that corner there out of the essence. If you go too far over the curb, you get an off track, and the chicane down the bottom of the hill that these guys are about to go over is another off track zone. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of off track unless you genuinely go right off the track, except for the turn 3 curve. Because you cut that quite a lot on the inside, and you can take a little bit too much.
Got some really tight lap times. The fastest lap for that last lap was Harry Dodds at 1:19.77. Then our race leaders are in 19.85, 0.84, 0.89, a bit further down. So they're very tight times, but Dodds really pushing that car at the moment. Oh, big skip. Yeah, they're hitting that inside curb there, and it's just skipping the car out all the way into the dirt there. Yeah, they're handling that very nicely. And Tim Mulford's really starting to pester Hyde.
Lockups are insane. Yeah, they're definitely not nice. Definitely not nice to deal with when you have one. Having no ABS in these cars definitely makes them hard to control compared to the other likes of your GT cars.
Doesn't take much of a tap of the brakes and she wants to lock. Threshold braking incredibly important. Oh, Warboys is on the move. Shoots out around pretty easily down the straight. He's going to have the convenience of the right-hand bend.
We're about to have...
Trying to shave the speed off down that hill though is rather tough.
Geez, these boys were not wrong the other week when they were saying about how many Pelicans there are. Everywhere I look, there's another one. There's 3 of them in the top 6. Top 7.
And Warboys starting to pull ahead now. Once having got around Visma, already pushing out to 6 tenths. Oh, here's coming into the pits. There's damage to contend with.
You'd hope so. He wouldn't be able to make it home.
You wouldn't think so, no.
Interesting call. I'll have a look at our events screen. That'll tell me. Marty Hughes is down at pit lane. That's all I'm seeing.
Yeah, I didn't see any off tracks or crashes. Oh, there's a stack for Lenarchik. Oh, I just had a spin.
Oh, that's not ideal for his run.
Falls down to P9.
You seeing this on the front straight between Harry Dodds? Oh, that whole battle pack.
Oh, door banging with Mulford.
That's the curve there that they just climbed over that I was talking about track length before, by the way, for those watching. Oh, who's this we got pulled over? I wonder if Mulford's struggling with something. Maybe he's got a setup on that's not very nice on tyres, or he's just cooked his tyres too quickly by pushing super hard.
He's quickly dropped back.
The other thing with this track though is once someone goes up the inside, it just opens the door for everyone else. It's a track similar to Sandown in that regard. You just can't get back
Yeah, you can't get back in. You can lose 3 or 4 if they're right next to you. It's pretty hard.
It looked like he was half considering a dive in the chicane as well. Well, not half considering, definitely considering a dive.
And Dodds just got around Fitz. Oh, Mulford's going to go for a move.
There,
oh, slip from Dodds as well. So that's going to have Fitz right on the tail to look to take that spot back. And that's the thing with the teammates here too. They can test each other pretty hard still. Visma and Warboys pulling away from the rest of the pack now. Only 6 seconds to P3.
In 100% fairness to them though, it's not that these like P3 down don't have the pace. They're just all battling that hard. That,
yeah, they're very well focused. Yeah. Not taking the optimal line. And they've got that many cars looking to try and get around. Oh, here we go. Oh, nearly a freeway split coming down the hill. No way. Oh, there's a touch.
Oh, look up.
And then a lock. Was that Banks? Struggling to shave that speed off.
I'm hearing him on the radio. I think that was Tim Mulford having a go at Harry Dodds. He was going, come on, Harry, you can't break that early. So he must have
caught him off guard.
Maybe been playing a bit of teamsmanship.
A bit of a team block going on.
I think I just heard him say he was trying to warn his teammates. I don't really know what that was about. Hopefully if they make it to the podium interviews, we'll have to ask them about it.
Yep. It's going to go for a move, but I think he's far enough along to have a crack yet.
He definitely doesn't look like he's having a good time this race. It looks like he's having a very hard time trying to get past. Definitely not an easy track to pass on, mind you, but...
And Jamie Tung defending the inside line, coming down the hill from Robbie Bradbury. Managed to pull it up nicely. A few little battles starting to form.
And a couple of particularly big ones.
And Bunt and Luckhurst closing in. We've got Trainer and Rushworth. Dodds and Fitz are still at it. And Clifton quickly closing in on the cars ahead as well. So they've been rather occupied still in the mix-up between those three cars with Dodds, Fitz and Mulford. So Banks and Clifton closing in on them.
I Ricky Hyde's coming in pretty quick too, but he's also throwing it into the weeds a lot. So I wonder how his infinite points are going to be stacking up towards the end. It looks like Ricky's got 7 off tracks. And now that I mention it, I'm seeing both wallboys around both with 5 each.
So I wonder if that exit curb from the final corner actually does sting him for a ×1.
Maybe not if you stay on the curb, but definitely when you spray it out in the weeds it does. I've been watching this battle pack and a lot of these boys are going right out and keeping the bickies in it on the grass. So you're definitely risking it for the biscuit at the moment, and the biscuit is that next level racing haptic feedback.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it'd be a great prize to get your hands on. And Schooler trying to chase down Bont. And Schooler's got some front left damage as well. Oh, he's going to dive down. It's the pass. Bont sneaks in just behind.
Bolton's starting to struggle for tyre grip too. My screen went on board with him for a couple of seconds, going through turn 1. Looked like he was sliding out of 1, and then he was having mock-ups through 2. He's not having a grand old time at the moment. I don't know if that's down to tyres or just straight up aero wash, but...
there's enough.
Big off.
That's Fitz. Error made. Answers in behind Clifton. Drops from P3 down to P7.
Has the effect of just extending that group out a little bit. The grass here isn't quite as powerful as what you'd see at tracks with a long straight for obvious reasons. But you still do get an advantage out of it. But the gap's just gone out to second, half a second. In that battle pack, that is.
And he's just had a slide, managed to save the car and keep it going.
You got Jacob Traynor looking like he's getting a bit sick of being behind Andy Rushworth. I think I saw him poking the nose out a little bit just before, but he's definitely giving him a hurry up at the moment. We've got Rushworth now 4 tenths. No, 3 tenths, sorry. In front of him. Definitely a lot less than that now. We just had Robbie Bradbury go for a dive up the inside of... Oh no.
Yeah, he's looking for a spot as well, isn't he? And Jamie Tongue sitting as well.
Tongue was in front of Bradbury just then, but I could have been wrong. Bradbury's looking really racy where... mind blank, sorry. Where Traynor isn't. Looks like he's just lost a little bit of a gap on Rushworth in front of him, but he's going to get on the straight again.
Yeah, it almost looks like just sort of tucking in at the moment, isn't it?
Either that or
might take an open door if it's left, but it's around this point, that's when they're probably going to be trying to contemplate trying to save a little bit of fuel if they have to try and start planning where they're going to be stopping.
We've got a couple in already.
Yeah, Hyde's done the journey.
Hyde in. Dave Simmons,
quick exit as well.
Got Michael Nancaro, sorry, not me. Nancaro, he's in the pits still at the moment. Oh no, that's saying DNF on my screen. I wonder if he's towed back. That's a very long standstill stop, so I don't think he's coming back out in a hurry.
Yeah, that's a retirement. We get the scenic view when switching over to Nanco. And ended up pitting lap 11. 7-second pit. Might have been a tow potentially.
Had a straight runner. I think was that Harry Dodds in front of Tim Mulford? No, that might have been a lap car. Harry Dodds is still there. It looks like Mulford's gotten past one of the Pelicans.
Rushworth's
Used to have two in front of him.
Yeah, that was the error made from Blake Fitz. Oh. So he did tuck in behind Clifton after that mistake where he let Mulford through. But he's managed to get back around Clifton. Oh, look at Mulford starting to swing. Wow. Snaking around. Oh,
I think
blocks.
he's just... Oh, this is not nice. Oh, no. He was trying to make him worry, but he's using his rear bar as a brake at the moment. I thought he was going to send him off while they're both going to the pits. I thought he was about to set him off then, so that's why I was saying it wasn't nice, but fair go. No harm, no foul.
It almost looked like a defensive cover coming down the hill so that a teammate wouldn't go for the dive and then get held up.
Got Jacob Trainer coming in as well.
And Dodds, Mulford, Clifton, Schroeder's in, Trainer's in, Hayes is in. And so pretty much reaching that point where they're probably only going to be lucky to get another lap, maybe two, just depending on how things are going. But how much?
I'm just seeing some cars out of fuel.
How much the pack around P3, I think, would have been using a fair bit of fuel. So at least Warboys and Visma is pretty coasty out there at the moment, so they're not going to have to worry too soon.
I just saw a huge slide going over the second to last corner, but it cut away before I could see who it was. I think it was one of the Apex cars. I don't know if he saved it or not.
Visma comes in, Warboys stays out.
I've got Mick Clifton on my screen going 2 wides through the S's. That's ballsy. That little dive.
Oh, a little too wide.
By Michael Schroeder. Yeah, he was lucky that Clifton didn't turn down on him there.
McCauley, and I'm not sure who else that is.
I'm just looking at some of these stop times. Harry Dodds had a very long standstill time compared to some of these other guys. We've got Ricky Hyde in front of him who was sitting still in the pits for 18.1 seconds. Harry Dodds was sick. He sat still for 22.1 seconds. So he's lost 3-4 seconds on some of the cars he was battling.
That's a big difference,
as the leader of that pack. Maybe you were right. Maybe the guys in behind were just saving a little bit of fuel, but they were looking very racy for saving fuel, weren't they?
They did, didn't they? And Warboys comes in now. And behind lap traffic, that's Jeff Arnold's car. Banks have to come in. I don't think they're going to be able to get another lap of fuel. So lap 17. Yeah, Urquhart's coming in.
Everyone in besides 4 people.
Bradbury, Tongue.
I say that. Now they're coming in. Marty Hughes, I don't think he's pitted yet. No, he definitely hasn't pitted because he's going up in the leaderboard. But I'm seeing pit signs on everyone else in the field at the moment.
Oh, where's Warboys? He's been on the exit. Visma's just charging around. And then Visma's going to be out there on tyres up the temp. He's going to be able to potentially rain down Warboys over this lap. And Lunarchic's just had the choke. Might be too much of a gap here between Warboys and Visma, I think. Only 2 seconds between them.
I don't actually think temperature makes a difference with the grip of these sides. I think, funnily enough, they're actually faster when they're cold. They're definitely slipperier, don't get me wrong. But
Yeah, they're definitely quicker.
Everyone say that you have to nurse them in when you're starting, because if you go and start pushing straight away on your cold tyres, you'll wear them out super quick, and it really reduces your tyre life runtime.
Yeah.
But if you nurse them in gently until they come up to temp, you can start pushing them after that, and you can still sort of race the entire stint, you're okay. But it definitely helps when you got warm tyres trying to go and pass someone, because they're going to try and nurse theirs in front of you. And if yours are warm, ready to start pushing, then you're laughing, even if you are a little bit slower. But in this track, you can probably play a couple of games and just sort of half cover yourself to keep them in behind and not use too much of your tyre before they get up to temp. So it all depends on how good of a driver you're feeling like at the time. Looks like we've got the gaps going out a little bit. There's not many people I'm seeing within a second of each other.
And Banks starting to pull away from Mulford. They have only a couple of attempts. That's now nearly out to 6 attempts now.
We've got Greg Lunarchic just exiting pits as well.
The toes finished. Back underway.
Marty Hughes, did we see him stop earlier in the race? I don't think we did.
Yeah, it was a very early one.
Was that the one that we're all commenting on?
Yeah, came in the...
Start my overlay, so
yeah, came through and pit very early.
Yes, that makes sense as to why it's saying he hasn't pitted yet.
Yeah, pitted on lap 4. It's 15 laps ago.
Yeah, that'd be right. That was like 7 minutes into the race, I remember commenting on. Alfred's doing some wild manoeuvres to make sure he's in the mirrors of some of these guys in front of him. I tell you what, he's going the entire way across the track. Like, you'd hope they got their virtual mirror on, because if they're using their side mirrors, they wouldn't actually be able to see him.
It's like lap traffic coming. There was a flash of the lights from Banks. Jeff Arnold ahead.
I was say, not a whole lot of moving and shaking going through the field. The most we got, most position gain, I should say, I'm seeing Stephen Banks up 5 spots. And Robbie Bradbury also up 5 spots, I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's been pretty consistent, isn't it?
Stephen Luckhurst in 7 spots. Haven't seen anyone like dramatically drop from even the top positions in qualifying down and be involved with an incident to be right down the bottom.
Yeah.
So that's at least a good start.
Yeah, and even tracking car contact, looks like about 7 drivers that are registering as contact. So that's not bad considering we're past the halfway point. We're almost 3/4 of the way through.
Most off tracks I'm seeing is still Ricky Hyde. He's got 9. Blake Fitz has got 7. Tim Mulford's got 8. He's got to start watching his. Although he's still got 9 left, and we're well over halfway through the race. So he's probably right unless he starts super pushing. But he's involved with in a battle pack between 707. I'm seeing him up top. He must be a lap down. Marty Hughes. Yeah, lap down for taking the early pit stop.
Oh, Clifton goes for a move on Hyde. Thanks for the follow too, gamer Aiden. Oh, Mark's jumped on the stream too to cheer on the team. Thanks, Mark. Oh, Mulford gets a pass over Banks. Ryman gave us a follow as well. Thank you.
No worries.
That's you, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Saw it after, I was like, I bet you that's you.
Not doing too bad in the leaderboard either in terms of lap down cars. Normally we see a lot more than that, but up the top 18 cars are still all on the lead lap. We got Ricky Bunt, who's the last one in the lead lap. He's a minute 12 down, so he's not super far off, but...
Here we got Simmons, Piccoli and Lenarchik only 2 laps down. That's, they're doing incredibly well.
They are, aren't they?
And that just goes to show with the times we're seeing in the practice and the qualifying. It was just really tight. You know, to think to be sitting around, there was about position 22, only at 7 seconds difference in a massive field. And was what's top 10 was only a second difference.
There's actually still 7 seconds covering the top 8 currently on track. Oh no! We just had a punt. That was 17. That was Stephen Banks. Well, he's the last one left on track. He's definitely involved. But
oh, yeah.
Simo.
Simmons gets a tap in the rear.
I think I saw Banks hit Simo, and then Simo went running into Mulford and kicked him down. I'm going to go back and replay and have a quick squeeze of that.
Lost where he went off. Let's catch back and see what was going on Simmons' view. Oh, he caught a little bit of grass, so it looks on the side. Oh, and he's got Mulford as well. So there's a little bit of a snap and then came across towards Banks. And that tangled Mulford up too. So incredibly lucky for Banks in the end out of all that. I think we should go live, it might help. I guess replay showing up the top there still. Tongue starting to close towards Schroeder. Coley moves aside for the 2. Oh, and a close battle still going on. Hyde's going to try and defend the inside. Clifton wants to get him. Runs wide. Mulford needing to do some recovery work here now. And we'll drop down to P8.
He's got 8 minutes left to get some sort of position out of it. Where was he sitting in the championship again, sorry? Do you remember?
From memory, it's going to scoot through on the stream in a sec, so I'll keep my eye out for it. P2. Remember, it was himself or Visma, it was P2.
Well, it's definitely not ideal for the race.
Oh, Clifton! Sure. Blown the engine, just spun and straight the nose into the wall. Yeah, having the toe, unfortunate.
That sucks. 7 minutes to go.
It's lap 25.
Some of these guys are definitely starting to struggle. I was just watching Blake Fitz on board. He was sliding the whole way through the final corner.
I was going to say there'd be probably some cooked tyres, I would assume. This track's pretty aggressive on the tyres. Koenig and Heath closing in. This might be a few later battles to form up.
I'm seeing a yellow flag icon on Ricky Butt. Something just happened to him.
Yeah, smoke coming out. Looks like there's been some damage.
Says he's crashed.
Ah, caught the grass. Same spot where Clifton went. Except not an instant carket for the car though. It's not going to survive real long though. It'd be interesting to see if that car can make it back to the pits actually.
Nah, that sucks.
Yeah, he's just trying to get that car back. Wasn't too far to go. Wants to crab walk a little bit, front right damage, but as long as it doesn't blow.
Quick update on Tim Mulford. He's just made a dive on Blake Urquhart going up to P7. Got Ricky Hyde in front of him. It looks like he's a second up the road.
And some good late battling last week as well. Lifting in some damage control as well after having to do the tow. Using the fast repairs, now down 12 spots from qualifying. So that's now some of the biggest movement in position change after some late incident. Even Robbie Bradbury's currently 7 spots up.
I was just about to comment on Stephen Koenig moving over and Mick Clifton in the brakes there and having a really narrow line to go through turn 1. I didn't think he'd be on board with it, but I just looked over the stream and seeing it is actually at that spot, so... Oh, no, my apologies, it did cut away right as he went to make a move.
Unlucky.
The joys of the time delay between what's happening and which.
Yeah, 2 to 3 seconds I think we've got usually. Good shuffling around here on the track. Marty Hughes coming in, he's going to dive for the corner. He may be able to get Koenig. Oh, he's going to, I think he's going to pit both.
Both of them. How good's that? Looks like Ricky Bunt's off the side of the track down the bottom of the S's. He was just stopped on my screen, but it looks like he's going moving again. Maybe he's just letting cars pass.
And currently down after having to come back in to tend to those repairs. 2 laps down. And he's still only got most 3 laps down. It's 2 minutes left on the clock. Oh, Dwell and Lucas banging doors. Coming down from the hill. Nice.
Tim Mulford's up in a 6 too, by the way.
Making some quick recovery.
Blake Pitts looks like it's about 8 seconds up the road, so I don't think that's quite as manageable as what he'd like it to be, with 1 minute and 22 seconds left on the clock.
No, I don't think that'll be another spot unless there's an error going on.
Like her car's gone past Ricky Hyde as well, so Hyde might be having tyre dramas. In the pits.
Yeah, I was going to say, you saw...
Did he short fill?
Oh, I think he did. So there's that difference in the time that we were talking about last time. He's had to come in and throw 5 seconds worth of fuel. Especially when there's essentially only 1 lap left in it. That's very tight. So white flag will be coming out now as Warboys comes down on the pit straight.
That's really interesting. I mean, I know it was still a really long stop from Harry Dodds, who was that leader of that old battle pack. Because Stephen Banks in front still stopped for 18.3 seconds. That was the same time as Ricky Hyde, I'm sure of it. Hyde was only stopped in the pits just then for 5.1 seconds, so it was definitely a slash and dash.
I wonder when... Can't recall when Hyde's first stop was in the pits. And Bradbury's lap 16. So he might have just been short that 1 lap just from coming in that smidgen early. Oh, here we go.
Across the line just in the nick of time to make it 1 lap shorter.
We've got a podium battle.
Oh,
with lap traffic.
17, Stephen Banks is having to really cover at the moment. From his teammate, mind you. He's got some racing like Cam and Chad when they were both in.
Say the way that they're hounding Stephen Banks, he might need to pull some rank and call some team orders to tell him to back off. There's checkered flag for Warboys.
Sydney in 2021, was it, when they were trying to, when the team was telling him to let Van Gisbergen go so he could try and attack Brown?
Yep. And here's Banks for podium. Dodds was wanting it. He didn't quite get there. Thanks, the team will have 3 following here. Banks, Dodds and Fitz.
Did you see in the background there?
The car smashing across the finish line?
Yeah.
Yep. And so I think that was, I'm not sure whose car that one is. That's Simmons's car, I think. It was Dwell.
Oh, yeah.
It was first slowing up, and then Simmons will usually destroy the car across, no worries. You always guarantee a show for us.
Will Stephen Banks make it back to the pits if he does a full cool-down lap?
Yeah, pit lap 16, it might be close. Hayes.
Oh, I think they've stopped
the line
to get a team photo. Make themselves look cool.
That should be all cars across the line. 4 boys taking out the win for round 3. Phenomenal drive once again for Warboys. A nice run in P2 for Visma. Banks have been impressive. Yeah, they're lining up for some photos. That's what they're doing.
The line up for photos, we just see two Apex eSports cars go in front of them, start doing burnouts to
Yeah, I was
get a
gonna
bit of a
say,
photo bomb in.
they're usually photobombing them, so they're probably taking the opportunity to return the favour. So they're probably loving that. It's a great little bit of rivalry post-race each time. Let's take a look at these results. Results for round 3 of the Pagnian Advanced Simulation Supercars Championship at Road Atlanta. Blake Warboys is our race winner. And also on the podium in P2, Anthony Visma and then Stephen Banks P3. And then for through to 18th, we then have Harry Dodds, Blake Fitz, Tim Mulford, Blake Urquhart, Robbie Bradbury, Michael Schroeder, Jamie Tung, Jacob Trainer, Andrew Rushworth, Brad Hayes, Nicholas Martin, Jason Schooler, Ricky Hyde, Mick Clifton, and Stephen Koenig. And then the rest of the field on the screen now. Let's see if they're around for a chat. We'll see if Banksy's waiting for us. And Visma's there as well, so we'll bring them down. And congratulations, guys. Looked like you had a great run out there.
Yeah, thanks, JT. That was good fun again, like all Monday nights.
And it looked like you're getting a fair bit of pressure towards the back end there with the team climbing in behind you.
Yeah.
Looked like Dodds was going to steal that podium from you. I was wondering if you're going to pull rank.
Yeah, I was thinking I was going to, and then I saw him putting it down the outside, and I was like, nah, this ain't on, so I stuck it up the inside instead. Watch out for Papa Pelican coming through, and yeah, no, we all had a bit of fun, and it was good at the end there, but definitely no, we just, at the same time, we just want to be a team and try and not do risky things like that and put things at jeopardy, so but no, it was good fun. Anthony did a great job out front. I think I saw him, well, maybe on the first lap or two, and then he kind of shot off the distance with Blake, and yeah, so well done to those two. Great drive.
Yeah, congratulations, Anthony. It was a good run out there.
Yeah, I've got to be happy with it, but I would have liked to be able to put a little bit more pressure on Blake, but he was just too fast, you know, like, what do they say, death by 1,000 cuts, you know, every lap he was just pulling out a couple tenths, and he was being really nice and smooth, and I was watching him exit the corners, he wasn't even sliding or anything, so I just thought, oh, he's got a bit more left, so I tried for half the race, and I started racking up a few incident points, and then just at 3/4 of the race, I just thought I'd just try and back it down and have a good second place and live to fight another day.
Yeah, just settle it back in and power through, and it looks like it definitely paid off for you as well. So you're doing pretty good up towards the front there early on, and it wasn't until he sort of stuck around and sort of got to that 2-second gap where it started to sort of fall back. But it looked like there was going to be potential for having a shot once he went in the pits as well, because he actually, I think it was about a couple of seconds quicker in the pit box.
Yeah, well, I was hoping that once we done our pit stops and stuff, there might be a few cars that might slow him up. I could get back onto him, but all the guys in the server tonight, they were really respectful. They even a couple of guys drove off. They don't have to do that, but it's really good to everyone's aware of what's going on, and no one held Blake up or no one held myself up, and which was a bit of a shame. But yeah, I just once he got like 2 seconds or so, I just couldn't make any inroads. So that was it. See you later.
Yeah, it looked really flowing out there. So in the end, I think only 3 laps down across the field. So very tight considering usual rounds that we see. Usually quite a gap between all the drivers, and even in the qualifying, the practice, I think it was to position 22 with Simmons with all the times on the board, and it was only 7 seconds difference.
No, it's great. Like everyone is doing a really good job, and as I said, they're always aware, and I didn't even have to even come up behind someone and get behind them. You know, they were all out of the way, and really good racing tonight through the whole field.
Yeah, it looked really courtesy out there, and really fast and smooth out there. So very nice to get around and take a podium amongst traffic like that.
As I said, it was a good race. Solid night. Got some good points for the championship, and I don't know what happened to Tim, so he was a bit further down than I thought. But no, it's all close. We just all of us have got to get it together and do something about Blake. He's too fast.
We need to do something on the first lap, box him in somehow.
Yeah,
or
something.
No, Tim just got really unlucky.
Yeah, so you nearly got caught up in that too.
Yeah, we're going through lap traffic, and like Anthony alluded to, they'll, being really courteous and getting out of the way. And I'm not sure who it was, but they were letting us through, and I think he just went a little bit far to the left and caught. So Tim got through. We're entering turn 6, and Tim got through, and then I was coming through following Tim, and then I think he caught the grass and kind of came straight across the front of me, and thankfully, I avoided that, and then he kind of went through the grass and unfortunately collected Tim, and it was just a really unfortunate, unlucky incident, and especially for Tim, because we were having a ding-dong battle up until that stage, and I really felt gutted for him, and gutted for our race actually, because we have so many good battles together, and I trust racing him, and I enjoy racing him, so that was unfortunate, definitely. And could have well been Tim, not me here tonight speaking. Who knows how that battle would have gone.
Yeah, definitely could have mixed it up. It looked like it was a lot of fun between you for a good while of the chase you had on.
Yeah, no, it was a blast. Yeah, good stuff.
And so you're having a good one last week for a good chunk as well, so good to see it continuing on.
Yeah, in the first round we did too, until I sped in pits and ended that, so... yeah. So no, we tend to find each other. That's probably why we're used to racing each other, and we've developed a bit of respect and can race each other fairly hard and close, but still, give each other a bit of room. Yeah,
it's good once you start to sort of profile them on track and know what to expect when getting door to door.
Yeah, I'll just have to try and get a little bit quicker so I can do that to Anthony.
Well, it's good chance for some good lap times next week as well with Bathurst on the cards as well. So a lot of favourites for people there. It's going to be some good stuff. But then, as any time where we see the mountain, it's big opportunity for catastrophe at the same time, even if you're not doing anything wrong at the time. So it'll be an interesting one. But if you can go door to door again, it'll be great to see. Be looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, sorry, you guys say.
No, I'm just saying, definitely we'll be trying to. So I reckon Anthony will be pretty damn quick there, so we'll see how we go.
Well, when you go to the Bathurst, everyone's fast. I guess it's most people's favourite track. It's great in the V8, and everyone's quick up there. So, looking forward to it. It'll be a good round.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, congratulations on tonight, guys, and then how your championship's been faring as well. So it'll be good going into round 4 with some good points on the boards for you. And then leave over to the shout-outs as well. So, Anthony, over to you first.
Obviously, I'd like to congratulate Stephen, Blake on their drives tonight. I'd like to thank yourself, everyone that puts effort into the league to get this going. It's a great league, a lot of good drivers in it now, and myself, Accelerate Sim Racing, Box and Lock, Narang, Primal Wheels, and the rest of the team.
Excellent. And over to you, Stephen.
Just echo Anthony's thoughts, the guys and girls who came and raced tonight, made it what it is, and yourself, JT, for putting it on. For our team, just the guys at PER, great bunch of guys to race with and have a lot of fun with, and a bit of banter. Lake Edge Holiday Units, in terms of our sponsor, it's only 2.5 hours from Sydney and Canberra. One Shot Pest Management in Ulladulla, and W Energy Drinks, they're a supporter, and that's about it. Oh, Bin the Blade for Balin Foundation, that's a very important one. That's about it.
Excellent. Well, congrats, guys, and all the best of luck for next week.
Thanks, JT.
No worries.
Cheers.
Catches.
Bye.
It's a pretty exciting night of racing for us to watch again then, Ryan.
Oh, 100% it was. Not anywhere near the amount of carnage that I thought it would be. I know I struggle at this track. I just can't see where I need to turn, which is a big drama for me. So the fact that everyone was that tight, like 7 seconds across the field in qualifying, across most of the field, I should say, in qualifying, that's nut. Like, I did not expect that at all.
Yeah, it's quite good to see, and I think I should probably check out the last results here. 3 laps is the spacing overall in the end, so a very great race to see. So hopefully we see the same again next week, but it's going to be definitely exciting anyway, because it's always exciting at Bathurst. Anything and everything will happen. And then will we potentially see a first safety car for the series as well, more than likely at that track.
Yep.
So
a lot of things happen when there are concrete walls around you.
Oh yes, especially when it's a very fast track.
Yep, you're not wrong, Norman.
Thanks for joining me tonight. And,
Thank you very much for having me.
We won't catch you next week, will we? You're already heading away? No, the next one.
No,
When you head to Bathurst.
no, I leave next Monday, so probably. I mean, I can try and tune in. If you're streaming on Discord for me, I can try and watch it without a 10-second delay and put my thoughts in on it. But otherwise, it might be a bit difficult.
Yes, no worries. We'll see what we can make happen.
Right.
Thanks for joining. We'll talk to you later.
Right. See you later, mate.
Yeah,
Thank you very
thanks.
much for having me.
No worries. Thank you. And then jump over and check out how our series will be progressing. So round 4, Mount Panorama Circuit. So a fantastic one for Bathurst. So if you haven't done so already, do hit the follow button so you can be notified when we go live. So we'll be here at 7:30 p.m. and it is a time zone change as well, so we do run off New South Wales time, so that will be at 7:35 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, as daylight savings time kicks in this weekend. So do realise that we will be do that little bit difference in the hour coming through live on Monday night. But thanks very much for tuning in. It's been great to have you along, be able to see out the action from round 3. And also a big thank you to our sponsors and partners. That's Pagnian Advanced Simulation, Next Level Racing, Dubby, Fanatec, Stump Grinding, Central Coast, Razor, and Chubby Buns Burgers. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you trackside next week.